the game now, but I honestly don't know what happened there because there wasn't a train coming. They all came from the place I was facing.
Don't screw up, Alias. Chancellor Sopot wants, Chancellor Sopot gets.
And it's fine, absolutely, to like something that people don't like or not like something people do like. As long as you're genuine about it, I can't say, hey, you're wrong to like that. It's just when people say, hey, people hate this movie, I'm gonna like it, just to get on their nerves or something.
Intruder in motor pool. All response teams, full alert. This is not a drill.
So you take a game like Silent Hill 2, which is on so many lists of one of the best games ever made, and you say, hey, the story that everybody loves, it's actually bad.
You don't scare me.
No. No. No.
Don't let him through.
You are not a wunderkind who, you know, the one among thousands who suddenly understands that something is good or bad when everybody else thinks the other way. You are just a contrarian, and you don't understand what other people see. All that based off of the YouTube review I watched earlier that I didn't agree with. And it's just, it's weird to go into a comment section and just see an echo chamber of whatever the content creator thinks when you feel the other way.
Attention. There is no cause for alarm.
Like with Silent Hill 2, that was weirder. I mean, what I'm talking about now is, you know, it's a small piece of media, and you can have whatever opinion you want about it, but I just disagree with their reading of the intentions of the author of the media.
Attention. Do not leave your desk. Got it. Attention. Leave your workstation.
Come on, where are you going? You don't have to watch over me.
This one's taking a bit longer.
And sure, there are good things about The Last Jedi. I mean, most people would agree that the scene on the planet where the sand is red and it's blood looks like blood. I'm like, oh yeah, that looks really cool. Well done, cinematographer or whoever was responsible for that. Well done. But overall, I don't understand what people see in that movie, if they like it. I could understand a kid liking it, possibly, because it's like, oh, new Star Wars thing, just how it was with me with prequels. But adults, it boggles my mind. It's because of The Last Jedi that I didn't watch, and I still have not watched. I have no plans to watch the Rise of Skywalker. Is that what it was called? The last one in the series.
How's it going, big man?
likely driven off by brave Tomat. For those of you who have tuned in late, one of the big stories today is the heroism displayed by
I have a lot of people are like, a lot of people at the time are like, oh, Ray is a Mary Sue. Does it make sense that she's so good at manipulating the Force when she's had no training? No. Does it matter? No. Luke didn't really have a long training. I mean, he was just on the Millennium Falcon, and Obi-Wan is like, hey, Luke, put this weird helmet on. Try hitting or blocking these lasers from this droid thing. You know, that's not really serious training. He did eventually go to Yoda, and that wasn't very long either. But compared to, like, what they show in the prequels of how long Jedi training took, but that's not my problem with the new movies. Rey is not the problem. Maybe there's only a person there in the demo. Like, last time I shot there too, and there wasn't anyone. Just a little early there. That's okay though. Come on. Only Red Faction 1 is supposed to bother me with geomod stuff. Aw, man. Missed the thing. Now it's hard to get on the other side again. One piece of media that I do feel differently than other people, and it's not because I want to be a contrarian. It's because I watched it and I thought, hey, you know, this isn't bad through the lens that I watched this movie in. And that would be the Twilight series. I watched it, I didn't expect much because of everything I had heard, and I was like, you know, if you look at these as just, you know, B horror movies or B movies, you know, like a WB show, you know, it's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. It's something. It was something fun for my wife and I to watch. Both of us liked it. I don't think we saw any of them in theaters. I think we watched all of them on streaming. Never read the books, but I watched the movies and I'm like, hey, kind of weird. Not terrible though. I'd watch this if it was a TV show and there was nothing else on. You know, and yeah, a lot of that is, you know, the expectations you go in with to seeing a movie. If you have sky-high expectations and you go in and you're like, I don't know. Bit like how I felt with the Marvel movies, which I generally thought were pretty good superhero movies. Okay, superhero movies, but like I watched Endgame and Infinity Wars or whatever, all those, you know, the endings of the Avengers series on Disney Plus, and I was like, okay, interesting story. I'm surprised they went there, and then they say they retcon it all, but I won't spoil it, but you know, you have that, and then you have like movies. I'm more of the DC person. I'm a Batman fan. But you have movies like The Dark Knight, which is not, I would say, even is not as good as, you know, some people say it is. But I like it. I think it's well made. I think it's, you know, really well done. But people really, really hate on the Twilight movies as if it's painful to watch. And I'm like, I've seen more painful stuff on the WB. You know, I would say it's watching some episodes of Gilmore Girls, which my wife loves, by the way. Watching some episodes of Gilmore Girls is more painful than watching the Twilight movies by a country mile. Gilmore Girls, I wouldn't say overall is bad. It's just, if Lorelai and Rory are meant to be heroes in the story, they aren't. They are terrible people, like a lot of sitcoms, or a lot of dramas or whatever. They're terrible people. They walk all over people, and it's just okay because they are the main characters in their own story. You know, if you can take it with a critical eye, which my wife does, that's fine. But some girls watch this growing up and they're like, oh yeah, it's fine to, you know, do whatever you want in a relationship. Because Lorelai has the maturity that she never grew up. The emotional maturity of a person who never grew up. And just walks all over people and never really faces consequences for the things that she does. And Rory is about a lot the same way. But some girls, not all girls, some girls watched that and said, this is what a relationship is. This is what it's like to act like in a relationship. This is a hero of mine. This is how I want to act. And I disagree. Which, you know, of course, men have the same thing with bad male role models in certain situations. Yeah. Someone asked, I read an interview a while back of someone asking a question, interview with Dashboard Professional's Chris Carrabba, which I really, really liked back in the day. I was obsessed with Dashboard Professional, had all their CDs, and it was all about it.
Great job!
But I watched it, and I read this interview, and the interviewer asks, how do you feel about the misogyny and emo lyrics from, you know, that period of time, the early 2000s, mid 2000s? And he's, certainly there was some misogyny in some of those lyrics. Like, I really like music, like brand new, but the actions of Jesse Lacey, the main singer, are not great. Not great. I've said those several times, and it's not to belittle what happened, but he literally wrote songs about what he was doing and put them on his CDs and released them nationally. And if you didn't believe what was happening, did you not listen to the songs? But, you know, a lot of the songs back then, I loved them because it's like, there's a ton of songs out there about men mistreating women. And, you know, men do mistreat women, absolutely, absolutely. That's nothing to belittle. But women also mistreat men in relationships. And a lot of the songs by bands like New Found Glory and bands back then, it's like, you know, you ripped my heart out and walked all over it. That wasn't very nice of you. Basically. And absolutely, that is something that I felt that resonated with me. I was not. That resonated with me. And we should just men should treat women better. Women should treat men better. We should all treat each other as we want to be treated. Overall. I feel the same way about with animals. Like, to animals, we are almost like gods to them. How would you want to be, if you, whether you believe in a god or not, if there were a god, I mean, if you don't believe in a god, say that you know, do a thought experiment that you did. Would you want to be treated well or poorly by this god? And that's why, you know, I don't over indulge my cats, but I take care of them. I care about them. I take them to the vet. Went to the vet today with the outdoor cat, and I don't treat them as a decoration. I treat them as living things that I think they have feelings, and I want to be cognizant and nice about that and treat them well, because they can't talk for themselves. They can't say, hey, I don't like that, or, you know, they can't go to a court and say, hey, I want to go live with somebody else. This guy's not nice to me. So you have to be nice. You should be nice to these animals. I don't know, I'm talking too much. Let's just try to get a run in. Try not to die on train today, or this time.
Guards will kill us if we escape.
So says, mind the gap.
Don't let him get away. Show them no mercy.
Am I gonna survive? Ooh, it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Maybe. Forgot to blow up the first pillar. Thanks, Quill. Looks like I'm good to get to the last pillar, which I believe is this one.
I need a new strategy.
Yeah, not dying to the train's a good strat. Should try that. I say that, but I died a lot to the train in my first runs before I got the pattern down.
We fear nothing.
Tank on the town. I've been watching some documentaries lately too. And then same thing with those documentaries. You read the comment section and people are arguing. It's like, did you not just watch what I watch? I don't know. I don't argue with people though. I learned not to do that from my time on Facebook and Twitter. I don't have a Facebook, I don't have a Twitter anymore. But you still, I mean, before we had this era of misinformation in the United States, I genuinely, really, because, I don't know, maybe because of my schooling, when someone was factually wrong about something, it's not that I wanted to say, hey, you, or even if their opinion was different than mine, I'd say, hey, did you look at it this way? Or, you know, something like that. You can't do that anymore. And that's sad. You know, one time on Twitter, I think it was a senator was saying something about how DC should be the 51st state. And I said something about, well, Puerto Rico should get a chance too. And someone said, they did. They had an election in such and such, and they voted not to. I was like, oh, okay, thank you for letting me know. Literally, this is how I was. Because this is how you should act around people when they correct you. Oh, thank you, I didn't know that. That's interesting, or something like that. Thanks for letting me know. You know, that's a civil conversation. And that should not be that should not be as rare as it is in today's America. But it is. because people gave up on facts. And yeah, a couple of documentaries I watched about things going on in the United States. It's like, how can you watch that and still think that? I don't know. I mean, everybody has different opinions, and there is some merit in everybody's opinions. You know, there's not most opinions, I'd say. There's no merit in saying, hey, this person has a different color skin than I am. They're not as good as me. Obviously, that should go without saying, but it doesn't in the United States. Accidentally killed the British active member. But you know, I had one moment in college that defines the way a lot of how I think politically, and it's because I had what people call an aha moment. It's like, I never thought about it that way. A moment of cognitive dissonance, when what you think, the way you think, is confronted by facts that say the contrary, or things that opinions that you feel, yeah, that really makes sense. I never thought about it that way. I need to reconsider. And it's just like, when I watch things, you know, a documentary, and it's like, how can you watch that and not feel the way I feel? Some people, you know, not even acknowledge that there's a problem. It's crazy. But that's and I guess it's not just the United States, but it's bad here. It's bad here. I use the example of Abraham Lincoln a lot, which, you know, he was not the best person that ever lived. He had a lot of flaws. He made a lot of mistakes, etc., etc. But when he built his cabinet, his group of advisors, he did not choose yes men. He chose people, several people, who disagreed with him about certain things. And he did that because that's how good debate happens. That's how you get down to the meat of issues and say, yes, this is, you know, okay, oh, I never thought about it that way. If you honestly stop and think, hey, there is some merit in what this person is saying, and not just say, you're an idiot. You don't think the way I do, you're an idiot. You're anti-American, etc., whatever. That's how, you know, businesses should be run. This is how this country should be run. We have so many budget crises in this country where Congress acts like a bunch of high school, less than high schoolers. High schoolers learn how to act or work together better than they do. It's like, I don't know, but yeah, our political system is so messed up. It's not as bad as, say, living in under a despot or in a totally undemocratic society, but it's messed up because we have a dual oligopoly of parties in the United States, and they refuse to compromise. They refuse to talk to each other when we need them to do their jobs, and in order to do their jobs, they have to talk to each other. And that should not be an alien concept. Those aha moments happen a lot with I am a Christian, and I listen to different people's ideas about what the Bible has to say, and sometimes I honestly, I watch something or listen to somebody speak, and I'm like, I never thought about it that way. I guess that's right, or I'll look into that more. I don't automatically say, that must be wrong. That must be wrong. Never heard of that before, must be wrong. I even watch, as a Christian, I watch Richard Dawkins, a well-known agnostic, who often debates people, and he is very well spoken, and I don't agree with him about certain things, but I think Christians need to be more honest sometimes about faith is a gift from God. It is not something that is self-evident. It is not, it is, you know, we believe what we believe because God has let us believe it. As what I believe. So personally, I don't think Christians should fight science, and especially not fight science with science, their own version of science. That bothers me. Which a lot of Christians do. You had the Ken Ham, Bill Nye debate, and you know, I don't agree with Bill Nye that they're, you know, on a lot of things, but I don't think that you can look at him and say, hey, your science is wrong, or look at our science is right. You have to go at it from, hey, I believe this because I believe in my God, and this is what my God tells me through the Bible, which I believe is God's word. You don't. I think it's bad practice to try to debate human reasoning with other human reasoning. I think it's bad human practice to say it's bad to have doubts about things, or it's unnatural, or to have doubts about things. You know, Paul himself quoted as saying, "Lord, help my unbelief." And if we are to believe what he wrote, he had literally met Jesus Christ on the road to Damascus. But yet he said, "Lord, help my unbelief." So it bothers me, but not to the point where I want to fight Ken Ham in the streets or something. But it's like I don't know how these things happen.
Send backup, pronto.
But to create my own human reasoning to contradict other human reasoning, I don't see it, in my opinion. Which a lot of people I go to church with do think that, you know, Ken Ham's a good guy. Well, he might be a good guy, but you know what I'm saying. They like his way of thinking. Like,
These guys aren't so tough.
as long as I'm talking about it, and I only have one viewer anyway, according to OBS, which is sometimes wrong, but whatever. I do believe in the biblical story of creation.
Gates closed.
But I don't say that.
Great.
How would you boys get by
I
without
don't
me?
use human reasoning to say, hey, this is how it happened. I say, hey, I really don't know how God did it. I believe that He spoke he spoke the universe into creation, but
Go!
I don't know how that worked. And I believe it's safest. To be totally honest, I believe it's safest to treat it, the Genesis story of creation, as true, because that's what the Bible says, and I believe the Bible is God's word. But, you know, safest is a lot of people would not be willing to resign to that or say, yes, it's safest. They say, absolutely, it happened that way, and I can show you. Some people will even say, I can show you evidence that it happened that way. And I disagree about that.
This battle armor inside that bed.
But I also say that I think this is important.
Another stuck door.
I totally understand how someone's saying, don't you see that story just sounds so outlandish? That's not how things work. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's not how things work. And some Christians don't even want to admit that or say, yeah, that's not how things happen. And I think that's disingenuous. Am I gonna fit? No. I hate this. Really? That won't follow me this time. The story of Jonah. I believe that literally happened, and I concede that, yeah, normally that would be impossible, but I believe that God made it possible to teach Jonah a lesson. He disobeyed and didn't have mercy, didn't have love for his fellow man, the Ninevites. The Ninevites were pretty nasty people to the Israelites at that time, but God told him, hey, I need you to go and tell them to stop being so bad, basically. And he says, I don't want to do that. You might forgive them.
No style points for that.
But a lot of Christianity today is missing that compassion for people. It's all about, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. And not realizing that if you don't get this person saved, how do you expect them to live? You know, if this person doesn't get saved, I don't believe he will save people. It's
Oh man, I didn't sign up for this.
But, you know, these kinds of things, they only make sense if you're saved. If you have that faith because God gave it to you. We shouldn't act like, what are you talking about? Of course that makes sense. and act like doubt is unnatural.
Keep your head down, alias!
Crazy to think that Keemon would be like 20 minutes away from beating the game at this point. But I am not Keemon or Pieces of Candy. I am just someone trying to improve my time and get in the top 5, I hope. That would be nice. Don't know if it's gonna happen, but it would be nice.
Well, that's never a good sign.
Damn you! Let me in!
Go after Soap.
Yep, that is the right way.
The world has abandoned us.
You are outnumbered
We fight
and
alone
outgunned!
against an insidious enemy, an enemy who would destroy the Commonwealth. A nation humbled from within.
Pieces of Candy. I watched his stream last night, bit of it, and he is intending, at least he said that he wants to do a full run, and that'll be exciting to see. Because when I first played Red Faction 2 or started talking about it in the Discord, people were like, "Yeah, Keemon's unbeatable. We tried, but we just couldn't beat him." And then Pieces of Candy comes out of like nowhere, and he's like, "Hey, I've been trying this stuff," and he comes out with these individual level runs, and it's like, wow, yeah, he's really got the stuff, and it's exciting to see this a race going on. So stay tuned if you're interested in Red Faction and Red Faction 2. There's exciting stuff should be coming. Eventually. He didn't say when, but eventually he says he wants to do a full run. Really?
Start firing! Red Faction! Thanks. We'll take it and hold it. Leave it to me.
Sure, I can do that.
For the Commonwealth! Go, go, go!
I thought I saw health there, but I was wrong. Here's health.
Need help here.
That's nice. Split a little early, but that's okay. Only first and last split that really matter. Oop, come on. Got stuck.
You're going to be so sorry!
What's crazy about my difficulty with getting like in the top spots is, not that I'm saying I'm particularly good at speedrunning, but it's funny because PC runners, which make up the top, I think it's the top 3 or 4 are all PC. they can't skip cutscenes, and I can. And yet, they're still faster than me. Because I haven't put the time in, and they did at one point, obviously. I'm not saying that. I don't know what I'm not saying.
Incoming!
It's funny because I have an advantage and I'm not able to take advantage of it. was not on the right swing. Any help? Two should do. 2 health
Echo
should
sent
do.
me to watch for you. He's just ahead in the alleyway.
Oh, poor Echo.
Take point!
And Dancing with the Dead. With a decent amount of health, not great, not bad though. Oof.
Damn you! You killed my friend. Take him down!
Come on, health. Come on, health. Please, please, please. There we go. Good stuff. There we go. And catacomb skip. Yay!
Light this asshole up!
Just skipped a huge section that I often got lost in.
Bet you wish.
Got a health kit. And then there's my health. Could use some more, but...
Eat this.
Oh, there's some more up here. Thanks for the grenades. And let's take Quill down. A whole bunch of time. Oh yeah, that does make sense in Catacombs because I did that huge skip. Yeah. Okay, it sounds like we might be getting back to. Yep. Pick up some grenades. Hopefully that railgunner has horrible aim. Even worse now. Okay, now the wasp. Reload, please. There we go. All set. Guild's down without a death. Not too long ago, that would have been very difficult for me to say, or do. Could have said it, but I wouldn't have been able to actually do it. Could have lied. Don't mind this section as much as I used to. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. Once you get used to being able to spot the guys. And realize that you don't have to get right on their heads to get a headshot. Oh, I already used that one. There's one over here, I think. Yes. Okay, who are we dealing with? Up there. Look, there we go. There's one. There's one. I thought she would be coming soon, but I misjudged the amount of time. Oh, what am I doing? Don't need to shoot at them. Don't shoot at them. Leave me alone, please. Don't like the mines in this section. Especially that they follow you into this cave. I should still be okay though. They follow you out of the cave as well. But On easy, they don't do a ton of damage. Come on, keep going.
Here's
Cool. I actually switched to the correct weapon. Or the weapon I wanted, I mean.
Just saying, those things smell like roadkill.
I saw it's Rika Furedes. I don't know how to say that correctly. Rika's run. You can jump in the gritter from over here. Oops, I better deal with some of these bad guys first. So I don't melt my health. Okay, that should work. Okay. Ooh, yeah, this might not work because there's. Yeah, let me go back to what I'm used to, even though that doesn't work terribly well either. At least I know how to set it up pretty well. Okay, I think I got it. Jump. Got it. Let that grenade blow up. I have my grenade set to L3, which is, I accidentally press a whole bunch when I, am jumping, so that's why I see the grenade there. Not out of, any strat or anything, just happened. Hey, past you, Recta. What are you gonna do? Oh, you got past me again. You're magic. A whole bunch of grenades right there, and there's a whole bunch of health up here. So you can just kind of ignore all those guys. And how much, hopefully I have some slugs to take them down. Ooh, I have no slugs. Okay. There's some around though. Oh yeah, just pick some up. Good. And there he is. Gotta remember to pick up his rocket launcher this time too. Oops. Could actually hit him with the slugs though. Any up here? Good. Okay, what else? Down there. Nothing there. Gotta protect my health a little bit here, just with these sections coming up. Well, actually no, because we have the battle armor right away. Pretty late. Anytime now. Reload my health. Reload my gun. Ooh, not going well, not going well. But gotta, wait, stay on the defensive here. Okay. A little bit better. Where'd he go? There he is. Should be getting close. There we go. Got him. Oh, gotta pick up this thing. Gotta remember to do that. And where's the exit? There's the exit. There's slugs, and there's something else. Let's go. I got him. Yes, I did. This would be such a different section if you didn't use the battle armor for all this. Be a lot more difficult, but according to speedrunners, faster too, because they've been looking on how to get out of this thing. Oh, come on. Give me the prompt. Give me the prompt. Give me the prompt. Thank you. Let me out, or let me see. Thank you. Come on. This thing, right, I think? Yes. For a long time I didn't know what it was that you're supposed to destroy in this part of the level. Come on. Canceled out my first rocket blast. Okay, Electrocrypta. I'm glad that there's a strat for him. This would be pretty annoying. Health, dual MPs, or nano pistols. There we go, got some slugs. There he is. Slow down, please. Oops, missed. Okay, that's it for that. Coming here. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Got him. Okay, let's refill on some ammo and get out of here. What is this? Don't know. None of this I can pick up. None of that I could pick up, so never mind. Didn't need it. Come on. Help anytime now, please. There's some help, thank you. And there's some other stuff. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. Please don't kill me again. Hey, how you doing? Are we ready to go? Okay.
Alias was decorated for his acts of valor
Good
and
stuff.
eventually accepted a
That
position
should
as
be good for
military
7th
advisor
place.
to the newly formed Red Faction government.
I might have been able to get 6th if I hadn't died. Possibly 5th.
Tangier survived her fall and was rescued by Alias
I can
and Shrike.
try to learn some new
She went on
tech
pursue
too to
a
make
career
it
in
easier
politics
to try
and
to
became the
compete with
Commonwealth's
4th and
first
5th and
chancellor as a
6th.
result of democratic election.
Yep, good stuff. Beat 7th. Happy with that.
Shrike used his skills as a pilot to become a civilian consultant for the reformed Commonwealth Air Force.
I will just let the credits roll.
The world has abandoned us. We fight alone against an insidious enemy, an enemy who would destroy the Commonwealth, who would have our nation humbled from within. But we are strong enough to fight the Red Faction. We are strong enough to prevail. You asked for greatness. I have given it to you. You asked for victory. It is within our grasp. Do not ask me to surrender to our enemies. I will not! Red Faction fanatics would enslave our sons and prostitute our daughters. I, Sobot, am patriarch of the Commonwealth. I dedicate myself to protecting the lives of our precious children. Death, despair, desolation, chaos. These are what the Red Faction would bring the Commonwealth and its citizens. Our soldiers fight for the glory of the Commonwealth. Our workers labor for the glory of the Commonwealth.
So, just like I did with my PB in Red Faction 1, I built in a ton of time on Molov. And I kind of keep it as a card under my sleeve, even though there's only one viewer according to OBS. But I just like, oh, hey, I said it was going to take this long, but it actually took a lot less. And I don't know, it's just a trick. But I did that to make it equal my PB, my old PB. Let me update my goal now. Update my PB. Or I might be able to delete my PB once it gets verified. And update my goal, sub 116. Okay, I think this is the end of the credits.
The world has abandoned us. We fight alone against an insidious enemy. An
Yep.
enemy
Okay.
who would